Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have now another match of this PC coming out. It is Pros Leerman versus Tiziano Cordella. They're both playing in this PC as well, with quite interesting teams to see at the very least. We have seen Pros in action already in the MSS, but this time around we will see the first time that we see Tiziano as well in action, having a classic team that I've built and that people have stolen. Absolutely fine, of course, as it is quite nice because it has a cool back caliber, and I am honestly just a big fan, just biggest of fans really. So very much looking forward to seeing all these Pokemon in action. As we have on the other side, Goldugo, of course, being a Pokemon that is quite scary for Max Caliber, certainly if you have nothing to hit it with. But let's take a look at what these players have brought. It is going to be that Porygon 2 and the Incineroar on the field, while on the other end we have the Ogerpon and the Baxcalibur. Porygon 2 having its download ready, but it is going to be the attack, while the Incineroar intimidating, not working on the Baxcalibur, but it is working on the Incineroar. Now we do have the option of Baxcalibur just being able to deal quite a bit of damage in that regard, and Ogerpon just as well on the Incineroar there. Being able to just hit it for super effective damage, as we have the immediate Terra as well from Tiziano side. It is going to be that Ogerpon into that Terra water. Let's take a look if the Incineroar did not fake out with the potential Porygon to set up, as this Ivy Cudgel will absolutely do quite a bit of damage. It is the fastest Pokemon on the field. It is the Ivy Cudgel. No fake out. Let's take a look how well this Incineroar takes this. Is it able to hang on? It is able to hang on with just a sliver of health, and just in time for snacks. It is the time for snack time. Piggy Berry making sure that he's able to hit quite a bit. Glaive Rush into that Incineroar, just making sure that this Incineroar will no longer be able to move or do any sort of damage, or even support really the rest of the team. Porygon 2 going for that Trick Room, doing what it always does, making sure that it is able to move a bit faster, as now Goldugo is coming out, and Goldugo does threaten this Baxcalibur for quite a bit, as it is able to hit this for twice the amount of damage right now. After a Glaive Rush, this Baxcalibur takes twice the damage now. So looking at the options that Tiziano has here, could potentially to just switch out to another Pokemon that could fare up against this Goldugo. While on the other hand, we have, of course, Goldugo being able to take this Ivy Cudgel a bit better, thanks to that previous Intimidate from the Incineroar. As we have a switch in from the Baxcalibur to the Heatran, it is a Terra Blast coming out from the Porygon 2. It is going to do a bit of damage there, as just a nasty plot from this Goldugo being ready to make some noise and some damage as well. As we have the Ivy Cudgel coming out from the Ogerpon, it is going to go right into that Porygon 2 slot, doing quite a bit, just enough damage there. But thanks to that Intimidate and the Eviler, that Porygon 2 is able to hang off quite nicely. And now with the Goldugo at +2, it is able to potentially threaten either of these Pokemon really still with quite a bit of damage, as the following is coming out from the Ogerpon, making sure that any sort of attacks are redirected. It is the Terra Blast from the Porygon 2 into the Ogerpon, doing not all that much damage, as the Shadow Ball is coming out just as well into that Ogerpon, doing not enough to KO it just yet, as the Heat Wave is coming out. Is this enough to KO the Goldugo? It's not, but it manages to pick up the burn onto the Porygon 2, meaning that right now this Porygon 2 is on a small timer that you need to keep aware of, as all the damage will just do just that little bit more, as yep, right in the orange. So the Ogerpon is only able to redirect once more, while this Goldugo still has its +2. So meaning with the turn order that we have, we know that Terra Blast goes first, can KO the Ogerpon, and then of course the powerful Shadow Ball can go into that Heatran slot as well. We have the Terra Blast coming out from Porygon 2. It is enough for the KO. Let's take a look at what this Goldugo is just doing, as this Heatran is readying up to make sure that it is able to take this damage as well. It is going to be that Shadow Ball into that Heatran. Let's see how well it takes it. It is +2, it is quite powerful, but the Heatran hanging on. Heat Wave missing, unfortunately, onto the Golden Go, onto the Porygon 2, and Porygon 2 just being able to hang on just a bit longer. And now suddenly the pages are turned as this Golden Go does threaten to KO this Heatran in the following turn. No redirection with Follow Me whatsoever. And with the Trick Room still up, we also are aware that the Golden Go is in fact slower than what the Heatran is. So in this position, you have to decide what is your best way of action, and Tiziano has decided it is going to be that Flutter Mane right now. Flutter Mane, of course, being able to at least hit his Golden Go for super effective damage, while on the other hand, in the heat, Golden Go has to decide if it is going for the Shadow Ball or even a Mega Rain. The Heatran is, of course, 4 times resistant. It is spread. It will be able to most likely survive, as we have Porygon 2 going for that recovery, just healing off all that damage and just going back. It is Mega Rain +2. It is enough for the farming, but not enough for the Heatran. Let's take a look if this Heatran has gotten some new glasses just in this last turn, as it does need to hit this next one to try and give a fighting chance here. We have the Earth Power. It will connect. It is 100% accurate. Luckily, this Heatran has been raised well, and that is a solid KO there as well. Porygon 2 and Porygon 2 left, while we do know that Tiziano still has the Excalibur in the back, while the Heatran just enjoys his little nibble on his leftovers as well. And the Trick Room has reversed, meaning both these Pokemon are faster than Porygon 2, do threaten it, but let's take a look at what Pros has still in the back. It is going to be that Ursula, and now you're playing a little bit off that mind game, as the Ursula is able to do quite a bit of damage. To say what you would assume is a Protect from Ursula and Trick Room for Porygon 2, but that is the exact thing that could, or the opposite thing that could happen as well, is to just that Ursula is attacking while the Porygon 2 is just trying to set up that Trick Room to just ensure that this Ursula is able to do damage. We have the Terra coming out. It is going to be that Terra Ghost, meaning no more super effective from this Ice Shard that the Excalibur could be throwing out. And with Terra Ghost also being able to just negate any sort of fake out. And we have a Protect from the Heatran coming out. Let's take a look at what these Pokemon are doing. It is the Ice Shard, not going to do all that much damage right now, as we have Headlong Rush into that Heatran. Not affecting it right now, as it is able to hang on just a bit longer, and the Trick Room is up. Trick Room is up, meaning now you have to really think as well, because this Ursula is able to take a KO here. The Heatran is possibly could survive a hit from the Porygon 2, and but it's especially the Ursula has to decide a target who to pick, as we do know that Ursula is the big bad here. As both these Pokemon from Tiziano's side could very well bulk out the damage that Porygon 2 is able to do, but it is still hard because you have to decide what is the right course of action. If you make one wrong play, the Facade from the Ursula into the Heatran, that will be a KO there, as now not dropping its attack and its defense and its special defense with Headlong Rush, Terra Blast doing quite a bit to the Excalibur, but not enough. Glaive Rush coming out onto from Excalibur into Ursula, not enough either. So taking a bit more fire recoil as well from the Flame Orb. That could very well be a potential range for Ice Shard, or even maybe the turn after, because you do have Protect, and that could pose to be just Ice Shard into Ursula is not enough. It's just a Facade from Ursula into that Excalibur, and that will be enough. So not risking that the potential Protect was coming out there. Maybe seeing the potential KO there as well. And that means the first game goes to Pros. Well played there. There's not really a lot adaptation-wise that should be done. There was excellent adaptation from Tiziano. The Heatran being able to deal with the Golden Go quite well. Unfortunately, missing the Heat Wave. And so, like, we'll have to see how it is going. Yeah, let's take a look at what the adaptations could be from Tiziano's and Pros' side. Pros already has seen that Heatran is very well capable of being a potential threat there, and of course Excalibur just as well. The fear of course, the bear, of course, of the Ursaluna being able to just deal so much damage. But Guts boosted attacks as well. Well, the only really possible way to deal with the Tiziano is just being able to damage it or just try to intimidate cycle enough with Incineroar as well. Intimidate, parting shot, intimidate, parting shot. You know the drill. As we have the next match, let's take a look what these players will be bringing this. We are back here, support Krama in the back, Incineroar and Porygon 2 right now, as we have the Fluttermane and the Excalibur. The attack rules yet again on the Porygon. No special attack, unfortunately, as Incineroar's Intimidate will make sure that this Fluttermane's attack will be lower as well. Fluttermane can be faked out, but the Excalibur definitely can be. So in this position, what do you go for? Of course, a Specs Fluttermane be quite a bit of damage as well to either of these Pokemon to just with a raw, strong Moonblast, or even Dazzling to spread out the damage, or if you're predicting a Terra Poison or something, also that possibility. As we have the immediate Terra, turn 1 Terra. It is that time yet again. Make sure that this Fluttermane is able to deal so much damage. We've seen it time and time again. Fluttermane is one of the biggest damage dealers there is. It is just a power gem into that Incineroar, but only doing a bit above 50% for Glaive Rush into that Porygon to do just as well some damage as the parting shot coming out, but that's not working on Clear Amulet, of course. That item prevents any stats drops, unfortunately, as now this Excalibur has being able to deal some free damage there, and Ursaluna still hasn't been able to be switched in. We are aware as well that Incineroar is now that the Fluttermane is locked into the Power Gem, but despite that, not really clicking any fair type moves, so just getting rid of that Ghost typing. Deciding it didn't need it, as the Flare was doing quite a bit of damage from this Incineroar with the burn on top as well. The Fluttermane being burned in its attack even lower now. Oh my god. It is, however, not really using its attack stat as it is opposed to its special attack stat. We have the Figgy Berry activation. Terra Blast from Porygon 2 being able to go right into that Fluttermane, being able to be enough for that huge knockout. And that means only Excalibur on the field left, and Excalibur has it protected. So this Excalibur is bound to Glaive. It is going into that Porygon 2 yet again, doing quite a bit of damage, but not enough to be truly detrimental damage. Let's say that. Now Heatran on the field. Heatran kind of walling the Porygon 2 as we have seen earlier, and the Incineroar not really able to hit it with a strong Flare Blitz. Parting Shot is always nice to lower its special attack at least, but not the greatest of damage dealers against Heatran there in that regard. As the decisions have to be made still, as Excalibur is now taking twice the amount of damage thanks to that Glaive Rush as well. Glaive Rush, powerful move, but just make sure that this parting shot is going into that Heatran attack and special attack are lower, meaning Pros is able to switch something in. What is coming in instead of this Incineroar, trying to make sure that it is able to hang on against these Pokemon. It is the Ursaluna. We have seen Ursaluna be incredibly bulky. It is going to be a recover from the Porygon 2. Let's take a look if Tiziano has correctly assumed what is happening here, as we have a Glaive Rush into that Ursaluna doing quite a bit of damage, as this Heatran is going just for the air power onto the Porygon 2, and that did barely any damage. As Ursaluna is now burned, the option is still there, of course, of the Ice Shard. We have seen that Ice Shard, when super effective, will be enough to kill, but as long as this Ursaluna is still just has a possibility to Terra, it is one of the things that you have to keep in mind just as well. Coming out as well. It is the Terra Ghost, making sure that Ice Shard is not enough to put a KO. Ice Shard doing a bit of damage. Not enough. As a headlong rush into that Heatran will be enough for a KO. That puts a bit of a dumper on the Heatran Reign of Supreme. Tire Blast coming out onto the Baxcalibur, no Gleaf Rush being used, so this is just the regular amount of damage that is being done. A Flame Orb damage just as well. Putting this Ursaluna just that bit lower, as now the next Pokemon can come in on Tiziano's side. It is going to be that Rillaboom. Grassy Surge activates. It has potential to Fake Out. It has potential to Grassy Glide, Wood Hammer, U-Turn, Stomping Tantrum, everything that you want. This monkey has it all. But on the other hand, you do have an Incineroar that's still in the back, being able to intimidate just as well. So with the last two Pokemon on Tiziano's side, really having to see what the adaptation could be here. As the Facade just from Ursaluna, no priority moves being used. Facade will be enough for just a KO onto that Excalibur. Grassy Glide or a Shard could have KO'd this bear, but maybe switch it to Incineroar was a bit too scary to have, as the Wood Hammer is going into that Porygon 2, doing quite a bit of damage. And now only the Rillaboom here versus the world, really, as an Incineroar is in the back. We are aware of these two Pokemon as well, and there's still a hidden third Pokemon as well on Pros' side. Twisted Dimensions return to normal, though, so that means the Rillaboom is again the fastest thing on the field. So it has a possibility to just go for any amount of damage here. But dealing with both these Pokemon could prove to be quite hard, as Wood Hammer is coming out, and that will be enough for the Ursaluna. That is a KO that you really wanted to take. As now Porygon 2 still on the field, still able to deal a bit of damage as well. It's just going to go for the recover, actually, making sure that it stays nice and healthy, being able to enjoy the grass as well and heal just that bit more thanks to Rillaboom's ability. Incineroar coming in, being able to threaten with a Fake Out and another move from this Porygon 2 as well. While the Intimidate works like that, that gives the Porygon 2 an opportunity to go for a Trick Room, Fake Out right into that Rillaboom. Can't move, Intimidated as well. Ice Beam into that Rillaboom, just doing more and more damage. This Rillaboom getting lower and lower and not really able to deal with this Incineroar itself, being the most annoying thing on this field right now. So let's take a look at it. It's going to be another Wood Hammer into this Porygon 2, doing less damage than what we are used to, as we have seen this Intimidate effect, as the Ice Beam will be enough, and that is a KO. That means our winner is Pros, who has just won. That means they are now 2-2, and unfortunately for Tiziano, played very well, but that is just the game, of course, as we will be seeing them at the next locals.